Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everyone's having a good crafty weekend. I know I did. I've been really busy. I have a lot of birthday cards that I make every year, and usually I wait until I need a birthday card to make a birthday card. And that's what I've been doing, and my grandkids and my children will tell you that I have been late with every card for whatever reason this year. I have not had a card done on time all year. So I want to change that. I know what my kids like. I know what my grandkids like. And instead of waiting until I need the card, I decided to make up cards that would fit everybody's personality or whatever, and have them on hand so that when I need them, I can get them out in advance on time. So I got it into my head that I was going to make cards this weekend, and I have some stamps that I hadn't used, and I was going to make some generic cards because there are people at work that I like, but I don't like them. You know, I'm not going to go and do extreme cards for them. You know, so I need generic cards, generic birthday cards. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make some cards that don't have any images on them. I could not come up with a design. Seriously. It was like my mind was totally blank. I pulled stamps, I pulled paper, and I could just not make a card without an image, a colored image, that I couldn't see it without the colored image on it. So what I did was I had 3 of the newer Gorgeous Girl images, and I had this one, and I made 2 cards from it. I have this one, and I made 2 cards from it, and I moved my camera down. So I cut a shorter pole, and I'm liking it so much better. I'm really liking how it's working. So I made 2 from that one, and I made 2 cards from this one. Okay, so those are ready to go back in the closet on the shelf. I used paper. You know, we've all bought that paper from Tuesday Morning. $1.29. So I had the Celebrate pad, and I used this paper. This is the only paper I used to make the 6 cards that I made. So, and I took most of the scraps. The piece that I got a couple pieces that I had die cut and decided not to use them. So those I will hold to put on more cards. And as you can see, I've pretty much. So I used about 12 sheets out of here. I pulled those out and didn't use them, but I'm going to use that to mat some cards. All of my scraps I cut into strips, and I'm going to make some mats. So I'm going to layer those strips on to a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock so that I can use them as mats on my next set of cards. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll be back to show you that. I don't know if you can see all these stamps that I pulled. I used all of these, and most of these are dollar stamps. I started to use this one, but I didn't like how it looked. I did use this one a lot. It's called Birthday Presents, and it is by Stamps Happen, and it was designed by Tara Reid. I use this stamp a lot. I use it for birthday cards. I use it on some Christmas cards, specialty. I use that as one of my sentiments, and that was from Inkadinkado. I used this one, which is from the Dollar Bin at Michael's years ago, sending you birthday wishes. I used this one. I used this one, and that came from a set that I got from Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. I pulled from this set, I used the Happy Birthday here. on one of them. So that's a set I got on clearance. This is a set that I've had for years now, and I used the Happy Birthday from there, and there were a couple others that I used. Okay, so let's go to my first card. Okay, let's pull it down. That is my first card, and the card stock is from Gina K. It's the thicker card stock. This is a sheet from the paper pad that I showed you. There's my packages. I love putting packages on birthday cards. And the bling is all from my stash. And this card opens up. I colored this image with N6 and N4 for the hair, because you know the black is much too harsh. I use my Copics. I use E13 and E11 for the skin, VO1, VO6, V12 for all the purple items. And I use Clear Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see the glitter, but I did use Clear Wink of Stella on that. And I haven't done the inside, but I am going to put another layer on the inside, and then all I'll have to do is stamp it. So that is my first card. Okay, so that is card number 1. And then that goes with that, because I'm going to take pictures and put it on my stock. So this is the second card from that same image. I really like how these turned out. Okay, so I really like how these turned out. All of the designer paper is from that pad. This card base is just from my stash. Like I said, the same presents, different colors. The colors that I use for this are YR14, YR61, YR65, YR21, YR12. I use E09, E13, and E11 on the hair, and then I use E11 and E13 on the skin. And of course I use the Wink of Stella, and I use this Studio G stamp for the sentiment here, and then I use the same birthday present stamp for that. The bling is from Michaels. I bought that on clearance recently. It's just the pearl, flat back pearls. I bought that recently out of the $2 bin and it came from this pack for 80 cents, so I got that, and that goes there. Now here's my third card. I really like this one. This one is more monochromatic. The bling is from Hobby Lobby, and it's the same bling that I use on a gift box that I made for a birthday gift recently. Paper, like I said, all that, it came from the same pad. My colors used, let's see if I can find my notes. I really like how that came out. The black hair, I used the same colors as the last one, N4 and N6, and a lot of blending. I used, let's see, BG72, BG49, BG75, BG93 for all the coloring, the blue, the dress, the bows on her hair, and the presents were all using those same colors. The bling was, like I said, Paper Studio. The Make-A-Wish is, well, I showed you that, so, but I really like that. And once again, I'm going to do the insides, and I'm going to put a sheet in the inside to do my sentiment, but I won't do the sentiment until I'm ready to send it out. Okay, now here is my second card from that same image. Isn't that cute? Okay, isn't that really, really cute? The presents, I used the pop dots that I got recently from Ellen Houston for all those things that I popped up. Love them. I have almost all of those except 4, and I didn't use as many of the small ones. But the coloring is, oh, there it is. And I write out this everything I use because I put it on my, I'm going to post them on my blog too. So for the skin, I use E11, E13. Hair, I use E11, E13, and some E53. And then I use E50, E53, E81, E42 for the clothes and the boots. I use YR00 and YR14, and I use those in coloring the presents. And like I said, the pearl, flatback pearls came from the Recollections package that I just showed you. This Happy Birthday, I showed you the set it came from earlier. So that is that. And once again, nothing's done to the inside because I'm not sure yet who will get them. And I like to write personal messages inside, so I will put an extra layer inside to do my message. So that is number 4. And now for the very third image, and you know, I didn't think to tell you what the names of these stamps were, and I'll go back and do that. But I had to have a red one. And that one, I really like that. And like I said, I was working, oh, I lost my notes. Oh, here it is. Like I said, working with that pad, you had lots of variety in color. And I liked using the designer page as my mat. And then I used the Spellbinders. This is a new Spellbinders, and I'll pull the packaging so I can tell you what the label, what name it is. And I used this on every one because it was whatever I had out, that's what I wanted to work with. The birthday wishes, the bling is Recollections, and that came from, it's something I've had forever. So that came off of there. Get that put back up. The balloons I used a I don't know why I can't get that woman's name right. Martha Stewart Punch for the balloons. And the ribbon is just out of my stash where I cut a little piece off. Her hands won't stay down. Like I said, I really do like how these came out. The coloring is what took the most of my time. So that one is that, and let me tell you the colors that I use. I use R27, R08, R24, E11, E13, E09 for the hair, and then E11 and E13 for the skin. And I've got Winkle Stella all over. You know, she's kind of shiny and sparkly. I love sparkly. My kids love sparkly, so that'll be just great. So that is that one. Now for the last one from that image. How cute is that? You know, I had to have another purple one. So this sheet of paper didn't come from that package. It came from a sheet out, and it didn't have a name or anything on it. But I am thinking that I got it at the Hobby Lobby years ago. And when they would have their single sheets on sale, and I'd just buy them because, hey, it was my color, purple. Once again, the packages. This bling is from Hobby Lobby from the Bloom collection. It's just something that I had left over from another project. Use the same balloon punch, and that piece of ribbon, it's not ribbon, it's like a twine. It's just from my stash. The Happy Birthday is from one of the sets that we showed, and then I just popped up some of the packages, and I also popped up the little lady there. And I love those black pop dots because you look behind there and you can't see them. You know, they don't just stand out at you like the white would. So that is my last card. Okay, let's see if my notes are in there. Yep, there it is. I can tell you what colors I used. I used V01, V12, V04 for all my purple coloring. E11, E13, because her hair is dark brown, so I think it came out pretty good. You can't really see the highlights. I'm not as good with hair as a lot of people, but hey, I love how these came out, so I'm quite happy with them. E11, E13, E18, E53, I use Winkle Stella, and that is it. Let me tell you the names of these dollies. Okay, Simply Gorgeous. It don't have names on them. Seriously, they don't have any names. It just says Urban Rubber Stamps. Oh, okay, this one is the This one is the pretend friend. You notice I cut it looks like a wolf or a fox. I didn't use him. I put balloons in her hands instead. So that's the pretend friend. And this one, she had something on her. She had like squirrels at her feet. Of course, I didn't need the squirrels, so I cut them out. And this one is called You Brought Me Love. Okay, and this one had a rabbit, so of course that's why I started using the packages, because I wanted to cover up the rabbit. The rabbit didn't fit in with my theme, and it says, I love you, little rabbit. That's what that one is called. So that is it for my cards. Thank you so much for watching. I need to clean up the desk so I can get ready for the next go round. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Yeah, I mean, it's like people are actually watching my channel, so I am thrilled about that, because I tell you what, when I started doing this, I didn't ever expect to have any subscribers, honestly. I just was like, I have been so amazed that people actually watch. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back really soon, because I'm going to do these strips and collage those onto some paper, and I'm going to use those to make more cards. Have a good afternoon, and I'm going to see you later. Bye.